Morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, it's Dr. Eric Naputi. I wanted to come to you guys real quick. I'm actually in between radios. I've got about 15, actually, sorry, 18 interviews today, Fox News Radio across the U.S. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what they're asking me to speak on. First of all, if you guys don't know me, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi, functional medicine and functional neurodoc, about helping people get to the root cause of their health problems. So give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me, and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I know we have people that watch from all over the globe. It's such a blessing. I know we have people all over Asia. We have folks all over the U.S. Got a message last night from some folks in Fiji and in Australia about some of the things that we're doing. So to have this opportunity to speak with you guys. So listen, I want to talk about Alzheimer's. I want to talk to you about dementia, cognitive decline. I want to talk to all those things. So here's what we're finding. First of all, there's a new study that just came out of the UNLV, so University of Las Vegas, and what found is that blood sugar being elevated leads to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, which we know that, but what we didn't know, we knew a little bit, we have massive confirmation, is that sugar that's sitting literally on the brain from type 2 diabetes is now leading people towards Alzheimer's. So we've got different types of diabetes. You got type 1 diabetes, which a lot of people are either born with or they develop early on in life. It really acts more as an autoimmune type of a problem where the pancreas produces insulin. So insulin is basically the key that opens up the door in the cells of the body that allows sugar to get inside so we can have energy. So if we're insulin resistant or we don't produce insulin, that sugar can't get in cells and we have lots of problems. That's type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a scenario other than it's well, we used to call it adult onset diabetes, but now we have children as young as 7 and 8 years old. This is overconsumption of carbohydrates. This is from us eating the standard American diet, not being mobile. It's having too much stress in life, all the above. What we know now is that type 2 diabetes can trigger and turn into type 3 diabetes. That's when we have neurological problems. So just remember this: too much sugar in the blood is diabetes. Too much sugar in the muscles are things like fibromyalgia. Too much sugar in the joints are going to lead to rheumatic changes. Too much sugar on the nerve can cause and too much sugar on the brain can lead to myelinization, things like cognitive decline, dementia, and even Alzheimer's. So it's saying, if we understand the types of diabetes, and study now shows, listen, this study now shows, okay, this study now shows that you have a 50% to a 100% increase in Alzheimer's if you have type 2 diabetes. So what do we need to be focusing on? We need to be focusing on the cause of the problem, because the cause of all problems are the treatment for all problems. What are the causes of type 2 diabetes? Let me tell you. Number one is the big causes is high sugar diet. It's the standard American diet. So we got to get away from the standard American diet and shift toward a ketogenic diet, a carnivore slash ketogenic diet. A keto diet has shown upwards of, in some studies, a 60% chance of reversing type 2 diabetes. Now you got to live that lifestyle regularly and consistently, because there are no medications that cure diabetes. There are drugs that manage blood sugars, but they don't problems at all. They don't fix your problems at all. In fact, a lot of times they prolong them and can cause other problems, but that's what your standard medical treatment does. They help you manage your disease. What would you rather do? Manage your disease or reverse your diseases? Reverse, but they don't know how to, okay? Because it's not just here, take this pill, or even here, take this supplement. It's do these things while we're fixing the root cause of our problem. So too high sugary diets, too much of the seed oils that are in our foods, those are pro-inflammatory, and mess up our brain, our cells, our nerves, and etc. A sedentary life. Look, did you know that if you just went for a 10-minute walk, that's right, a minute walk after you ate a meal, that could lower your blood sugar by, in some people, up to 20. That's huge. That's absolutely unequivocally huge for people. So getting the body moving, and your muscles are your metabolism. And this is one of the things I need you to listen to. Those of you that are injections for weight loss, okay, you're going to lose weight, not just fat. And there's a big difference. Part of the weight that you're losing, weight from your muscles and your proteins, because when you take certain peptides, it shuts off your body's ability to eat. Literally are like not hungry, and that's not okay, because you become malnourished, which is why we have so many people losing muscle mass and losing minerals. That's why we're developing all kinds of autoimmune issues, cancerous issues. We're seeing inflammatory problems happen with people that are just taking those injections and not changing their lifestyle. There are programs that you can do that use peptides that help the body burn fat as fuel, and they don't burn the proteins. So we got to get the body moving. Exercise is life, and pushing some weights, even if it's just push-ups and air squats, is enough to improve your metabolic function to reduce blood sugars. Sleep. I don't know if you know this, but if you're not getting your 7 to 8 to 9 hours of sleep that you're designed to have, and everybody is genetically designed to have a specific amount of sleep per day. Some people need more and some people need others. But if you're not sleeping proper, you're not healing. And the reality of it is that most people are so out of balance, not sleeping well, we're not eating well, we're stressing big time, and we're having this horrible, standard American diet. We need to reset our systems. How many of you feel like it's time to reset your body or reset your cells? I'll tell you about that in just a minute. By the way, give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me, and let me know where in the world you're watching from so that we can stay in contact. So we also have a lot of imbalances in our blood sugars. Some are toxins in our body. Did you know there was a recent study that was released by Health and Human Services that said the cause of chronic illness is chronic inflammation. The number one cause of chronic inflammation are the chemicals in the foods we eat, the sugars we consume, the bad oils we consume, the seed oils and etc. that cause inflammatory responses in our body, and a lot of the heavy metal plastics that we eat are disrupting our endocrine system, which is throwing off our hormones, and insulin happens to be a hormone. So there's a problem there with toxicities. So we got to clear the clutter out of the body. That has to happen if we want to help this issue. And then the last thing is gut health. There are certain microbes in the body. We have hundreds of trillions of cells in our body, and we have really, some say a 10x and some say even 100x of bacteria in and on our body than we do human cells in and on our body. So we've got to take care of our bacteria. That's why you should be taking a probiotic every day, the spore-based probiotic that has specific bacteria in it. I use a product called Master Microbiotic every day. I actually take 2 of them at bedtime. Most of my patients take 1 or 2 a day, but that helps me reestablish the gut microflora of the normal bacteria that's normally in the blue of the world, where people typically live a longer, healthier life, not dealing with diabetes. There literally are bacteria that are supposed to be produced in our GI tract that help our body make enzymes to deal with breaking down of carbohydrates, sugars, proteins, fats, etc. And there are bacteria that helps our body deal with blood sugars, insulin, and glucose in the body. So how do we get healthy to fix this? Because yes, this UNLV study is 100% right, and it validates what we've already known and what we've been talking about for almost 2 decades is increased sugar in the body leads to type 3 diabetes, which is early on Alzheimer's, but it can also cause other cognitive decline issues. So here's what we need to do. Number one, we have to stop eating the standard American diet. It's okay, but it cannot be your mainstay. You literally should live 80-20. 80% of the time, you should be eating a ketogenic carnivore type of a food plan. Everybody's body's a little bit different. Some people do better with Mediterranean, some do better with carnivore Mediterranean. Everyone's a little different. Either run a DNA test to find out what your body processes, and then cleanest, easiest way to do it. Or what you can do is you can test your body and play with different foods and different food plans. But I'm telling you, a ketogenic diet can reduce blood sugar issues, about 60 to 70% of the time. That can handle it enough. Then you add into it step two is intermittent fasting, where you look at a 24-hour clock, and instead of eating breakfast, lunch, snack, or having multiple meals a day, you go down to having 2 meals a day in a small window. So you skip your breakfast, have a lunch, and have a dinner, but have this within about a 4 to 6 hour window. It raises your insulin spikes and allows your body to really supposed to do better anyway. So number two is fasting. If any of you have ever started intermittent fasting, type in below what your results have been. Most people, when they intermittent fast and use a ketogenic or a carnivore plan, weight falls off their body, fat off their body, ketones start producing in their brain, and they start to be functioning at a higher level, and that helps turn the brain on. When body burns sugar as fuel, a byproduct of that are oxalate. That's going to cause inflammation. That's going to cause joint pain. That's going to cause your itis to go up in the body. Any type of inflammation. When you burn fat fuel, you burn ketones. Ketones also stimulate the cells in the DNA to work on optimal function. It's the best fuel source for those organs. So that's why we're finding these studies that are showing if you have type 2 diabetes and or are insulin resistant, guess what happens? Well, your body's burning the sugar as fuel, and those oxalates are the byproduct and not fat. And it's a pretty common sense conversation. Step number three is daily training. So getting into the pattern of eating a meal and going for a 10-minute walk. That pattern itself could save your life. And if you can add twice a week resistance training, 15, 20, 30 minutes minimum would be amazing for you to do. One day upper body, one day lower body, get those moving. That's your metabolism. Your muscles are your metabolism. You want to live a long, happy, healthy, hormonally balanced, and metabolic life, have muscles, okay? And the only way to get your muscles to activate is to go to the gym to do the things or to do resistive trainings so daily movement, strengthening, and stretching. Number four, repair your gut. This is huge. You got to start understanding that Hippocrates, the father of medicine, was correct as that all disease begins in the gut. So we get the gut microbiome right. We take the right spore-based microbiotic. I use the master microbiotic formula that we created with BioLimitless. It works amazing. I put all my patients on it. And then we talk fermented foods a couple times throughout the day, and avoiding foods going to sabotage your gut, which are things like sugars, microplastics, metals, basically gluten, avoiding gluten like it's the plague, and just cleaning up your food a little bit. Number five is supporting your cellular health. Your cells have a vibrate frequency to it. And think about your vibrational frequency like a light. When you're young, it's turned up. When you're healthy, bright, shining light. But as we have physical, chemical, or emotional stresses, that dimmer turns it down. And we go from this bright light to this dull, lower frequency. Well, excess sugars in the body causes that. My wife just said to me literally yesterday, man, I don't feel good today. And I go, what's wrong? She goes, well, I didn't eat very well the last 2 days and my sugars were really high. That's why my body aches and my brain feels foggy today. You literally can have a We're going to come back to this in a little bit. I've got so many more things to share with you. So stimulating your cell function by using cell signal technology are powerful. And then also by detoxifying your body, clearing out the heavy metals, the microplastics, things. I'm getting another call from Fox News right now. I got to jump and do an interview, but stay tuned. We've got a ton of events this week. I got a Wednesday night wellness workshop at 6 p.m. Central and 2 others that we're going to be talking about. So until we meet again, I'm Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there and take